Welcome back to the Battlestar Galactica Auction Preview Show. On January 17th and 18th, television memorabilia collectors and fans of the hit sci-fi drama will have the opportunity to purchase any of the 800 fantastic lots that are up for grabs. The once-in-a-lifetime event takes place live from Pasadena, California, and includes stunning set pieces, costumes, and props from the hit TV show Battlestar Galactica.
I think there's something to be said for owning something tangible from a movie or TV show that you love. The ability to have something on your mantle or have a costume hanging on display or something on your wall in your home theater. I think people connect to that and it gives them a closer feeling to the movie that hits them somewhere in their soul.
You're buying a piece of history. I mean, it's a television history. This is an incredibly diverse show with incredible stories, incredible characters, and you're buying a piece of science fiction history that just, as a show like this, if it comes along once in a lifetime, is a rarity. I don't think something like this will ever come along again.
One of the many highlights of the Battlestar Galactica auction are the dozens of flight suits that are being sold. Everything from Madama's flight suit to outfits worn by the entire cast is up for grabs.
Battlestar Galactica is a unique costuming project in that it has an element of science fiction to it, but we also wanted to tie it into contemporary times so that people could relate personally to the storylines, as the storylines were following a lot of what was going on in current affairs with America. We got to the point where we were making garments from garments so that you could see that there was a refugee status to the garments.
I liked number 6's wardrobe, her dresses, and the difference between her characters. I mean, created, you know, from Natalie to Gina to number 6 to Caprica 6. I mean, it was a really nice range, but yet still within that character. It still worked within 6, but yet I think it was mostly the color schemes definitely separated them.
The Cylons, of course, were a whole nother ball game. We kept them into more of a fantasy realm, and yet it was based on what we were able to supply from the here and now. The question always became, where did the Cylons get their clothing from when the civilians and the refugees had no new source of clothing? So it was a way to set the Cylons apart from the civilians, the human civilians. If a person's interested in buying these costumes, I would have to tell one quick story about first season and the costumer who was in charge of the extras costumes, where we had a lot of pilots in flight suits. Accounting department asked us why we were going through so much vodka in costuming. And vodka is an alcohol, which is a great cleaner. So I would suggest to you, if you want to clean the insides of your flight suits, go for the alcohol, go for the vodka.
One of the things that separates Battlestar Galactica from other sci-fi shows is its realistic props and sets. The crew pays attention to every detail to ensure every scene and every show is authentic as possible.
I think the difference between Battlestar Galactica and other shows is that we really go for a kind of gritty realism that you don't see in a lot of other shows. We also try and make things look as familiar as possible. We use a lot of found objects in a lot of the manufacturing of the props, and that sort of helps give people some sort of visual anchor to the show.
The favorite props for most Battlestar Galactica fans, anything that lights up. The helmets, you know, the Viper helmets, those were like, everybody was like, wow, when they saw those, they light up. So each one of them has a little pack that lights up. Those are great. Fans would love those.
People will always be fascinated with guns, and we've got, you know, basically 3 different kinds of guns to choose from. We've got the Colonial Sidearm Mark I, which was from the pilot miniseries. We've got the Colonial Sidearm Mark II, which is a redesign of that I redesigned because the original I felt didn't have enough detail on. The producers didn't feel they looked real, for lack of a better word, so I added a bunch of detail to make them look like real guns, things like giving them wooden grips so they look like real guns as opposed to just big chunks of plastic, which which the original sort of looked like.
With the show's final season about to begin, the crew can't help but reminisce about the good times and the show's success from the past 4 seasons.
We're working on something of very high quality every week, and you get to do your best work. And if that comes along once in a lifetime, you're lucky. A lot of people don't get to work on something of this sort of quality, and it's incredible. And it shows in every part of the show, and I hope it shows in the props that people are going to be bidding on, because a lot of work and a lot of love went into them.
What guy, or my generation, that grew up with the original one as a kid, you know, all the exciting spaceships and everything else, wouldn't want to work on Battlestar. It was just kind of like a, you know, sort of one of those childhood things that you fulfill, a childhood dream, I guess.
It's been actually a real joy for me to be part of this team and be able to learn about the show, get behind the scenes of the show, and really just see the loyal fans just take to something and know that as a company, we're adding to that happiness. I mean, we have them as a fan, but just, you know, giving them another way to interact and own a piece of, you know, television history, which is sci-fi is. It's rewarding.
We hope you enjoyed our sneak peek into one of Auction Network's biggest events ever, the Battlestar Galactica sale, coming your way January 17th and 18th, live from Pasadena, California. Don't miss your chance to purchase one-of-a-kind props, set pieces, and costumes from one of television's most popular shows. For a complete look at the out-of-this-world auction catalog, go to auctionnetwork.com and see for yourself all of the amazing Battlestar Galactica items being sold. Registration is free, and once you've signed up, you'll have a front row seat for all of the exciting, non-stop bidding action. All you have to do is watch, bid, and win.